Welcome to MTG Collector's Corner. Who is excited for Duskmourn spoilers? So this week, I don't know if you saw the video that Mark Rosewater put out, but he does put out a teaser for each set before it comes out, before the official spoilers start. And today's video, I'm going to break down that teaser and kind of speculate on some of the stuff that he talks about, and we're going to make some guesses together and talk about what exists already, what doesn't exist, and talk about some of the stuff that we're looking forward to and what we think might be coming up in Duskmourn. So let's just get right to it. Okay, guys, I am kind of still recovering from COVID, so I apologize for my voice, and hopefully I don't sound too much like Marge Simpson or her sisters. So let's get right into it. Let's get into Mark Rosewater's teaser. But first, let me kind of break down, give you the Reader's Digest version of the story of Duskmourn, kind of set up the plane a little bit before we get into things, so you're kind of not totally lost. And then we'll get into Mark Rosewater's teaser and talk about what's coming up in Duskmourn. I'm really excited about this set, so let's do it. Before we get into the heart of today's video, if you're planning on pre-ordering any Duskmourn or any other Magic the Gathering products, be sure to click on the link in the video description that takes you directly to my Amazon storefront. Not only will you find Duskmourn products available for pre-order, but you'll find lots of other Magic the Gathering products and supplies as well. This is a very simple and free way to help out the channel. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Alright, so let's get into Duskmourn. Before we get into Mark Rosewater's teaser, let me give you a little backstory on what Duskmourn is. So here's the 30-second version of Duskmourn. Duskmourn is a planet which has been taken over by a demon called Valgavoth. Valgavoth has transformed this planet into basically a giant haunted house. He controls every aspect of the house and the planet, and he also feeds off of fear and terror. So he tries to lure beings in to feed off their fear and terror. Before he took over the planet, it was full of technology, and it was very similar to Earth in some respects. But eventually he took over and expanded it into a giant playground for himself. Basically a haunted house where you can lure beings in and feed off their terror and fear. So Tamio's son Nashi disappears through a mysterious door, and somehow there's a clue to where he went, and it leads a group of former planeswalkers to the plane of Duskmourn, and they are inside the house, which is the entire planet, and they're trying to find Nashi. I just want to set up the plane and the story for you guys, so you can just get the theme of the whole set and the plane itself. So let's get into Mark Rosewater's teaser here.
Hello, welcome to
a Duskmourn House of Horrors teaser.
The new plane of Duskmourn is a perilous place, but if you can survive the horrors within, you may come out stronger than ever. Here are some hints of things to come. But will this information help or hinder your journey?
Only time will tell.
As with any good piece of horror media, you're only receiving partial information, and things are not always as they appear. First,
he does this for every set. Some of them are kind of interesting. It's kind of fun to try to figure out what some of the stuff is going to be. It's kind of fun to speculate and kind of dream of what cards, maybe. Let's get right into it. So as you can see here, he says, first up, here are things that you can expect. First one is a component of this set with a frame using technology first designed for an unset. So there is a carnival section to the plane of Duskmourn, and I'm thinking maybe that attractions are going to be coming to Duskmourn. I'm hoping that this carnival is kind of reminiscent of like the Spaceland from Call of Duty Zombies. I think that would be a pretty cool theme. It kind of fits in with the 80s horror type vibe. So that's one of my thoughts. Another thought is the augment mechanic, which was seen in Unstable, where you can graft different creatures together, kind of like I'm thinking like a human centipede type deal. So that's my thoughts on this thing. Those are the two things that I can think of from unsets. The only other thing that I could really think of is the cards that have really long names, like Big Furry Monster takes up 2 separate cards. We could get some sort of meld thing like that, but I really think it's my gut is going with attractions. So I think the augment mechanic would be pretty cool and tie in with the human centipede aspect, but I really think it's going to be attractions. So the second one is a tweak on an ability word that first appeared in the third set of a block. I kind of think my initial thought is Soul Bond, which first appeared in Avacyn Restored. And there is a like spirit realm that surrounds the plane of Duskmourn. And there's also the kind of ghost theme with the haunted house. So I'm kind of putting my money on Soul Bond. And it was a kind of a little confusing mechanic when it first appeared. There was a lot of questions when it was played, like how exactly it works. So maybe they tweaked it a little bit and kind of cleared it up and made it maybe a little more fair, because it was kind of broken the way it initially was set up. So that's my guess. I'm guessing Soul Bond for number 2 here. So the third one is the counters used in this set are +1, +1, -1, -1, finality, flying, lifelink, lore, loyalty, nest, possession, rev, stun, and time. So nest, possession, and rev are new, and we know where 2 of these counters come in. The rev counters are found on the card Chainsaw. The nest counters are found on the card Twitching Doll. So the only counter we don't really know about is possession. So I'm guessing that you can possess creatures through some different abilities. So it's not a whole lot of new stuff that we don't really know about. All right, moving on. The first ability word to reference second main phase. So there's a new rules change that calls the post-combat main phase the second main phase. So recently, I think with the release of Bloomburrow, they changed just the naming of phases. So the pre-combat main phase is your first main phase. And then the post-combat main phase is known as the second main phase. And then I believe it's just third main phase. It's just a numbered main phase after your combat. So there's not a whole lot of new information here. Second main phase, basically just new wording for the new ruling, I believe. Okay, so the next one is a 10/1 creature for blue, blue, blue. And I think this is very interesting. This is basically a blue ball lightning, it sounds like. So it's going to have some sort of downside. Ball lightning, you sacrifice it at the end of your turn. I think, though, there's definitely got to be a downside to this. A 10/1 on turn 3 is, pretty busted, but I'm guessing it's probably going to be some sort of like illusion creature where when it becomes targeted by anything, that you have to sacrifice it, so there's really no way to give it haste or anything. That's my guess. I'm guessing it's going to have some sort of effect like that. I could be wrong, though. All right, a variant on a mechanic that itself was a variant on another mechanic. So going back to the -1, -1 counters, I really think that this is going to be a variant of Undying, I think is what this is, because Undying was a variant on the Persist mechanic, where Persist was you return it to the battlefield with +1/+1 counters, and Undying was you return it to the battlefield with -1/-1 counters. Undying and Persist, they did have some things where you could do kind of infinite combos with those. So I'm guessing that this is a new mechanic that kind of fixes those broken combos with the Undying mechanic. So I'm guessing it's kind of a base on Undying. So that's my guess, is we're going to get something similar to the Undying mechanic. All right, a modal 3-mana white mass removal spell. So I've looked up the mass removal spells in white for 3 mana, and most of them are destroy all enchantments, which this is an enchantment focused set. And then the other destroy all was destroy all creatures with power or toughness of a certain amount. So my guess is that this is going to maybe combine those two, and you choose to destroy all creatures with power or toughness X, and then or you can choose to destroy all enchantments. So that's my guess on the white modal spell. Probably 1 and 2 white. I don't know, if you can get away with 3 white, but maybe there's a whole cycle of the 3 mana casting costs, like the 10/1 creature for blue, blue, blue. Maybe this is a 3 mana white spell that costs 3 white, white, white. And there's going to be other spells that cost, 3 black, 3 red, 3 green, etc. So we'll see. But that's kind of my thoughts on that. A character returns as a legendary creature that first appeared in flavor text in alpha. Looking through the flavor text in alpha, there's 2 main characters here that I think might fit. It does say a character returns, so I think that means that they had to have creature cards printed before, and now they're coming back as legendary creatures. So the 2 main probable characters are going to be Norin and this guy, which I'm not going to try to pronounce. There is a third option, depending on how you read this hint. So Bog Wraith does have some flavor text that talks about a couple of characters, and so I don't know if maybe Bog Wraith is going to come back as a legendary creature. So maybe, I don't know, Bob from the Bog or something like that. I'm not sure, but the internet seems to guess it's going to be Norin or this guy. So Norin the Wary was the original card, and then this other Asmodeus guy. All right, a new ability word that cares about a card type and a new keyword action. And I have no clue on what the heck this could be. So there wasn't a whole lot of consensus on the internet as to what this could be as well. So if you guys have any ideas, put them down in the comments. Maybe what you hope it would be. And then finally here we have the creature tokens that are in the set. So we have a 1/1 white toy. That is new. That's a new creature token. We have a 1/1 white glimmer. So Glimmer is a new creature type in this set, which is an enchantment creature. And the one that we have spoiled so far returns itself to the battlefield. I don't know if the Glimmer token will do that or not. But so the 1/1 white Glimmer. Then we have 2/1 white insect creature. So the only white insect creatures that we have so far in Magic are moths. And this is going to make perfect sense to have another moth creature token, because Valgavoth is a moth himself that's taken over this plane of Duskmourn. So having another moth insect kind of spawn makes sense. The moths on this plane are kind of an extension of him, and they are able to see in all the different rooms, and it's basically kind of like a hive mind situation where he has these moths that all inhabit the different rooms in the house and kind of report back to him, but I think he kind of sees it in real time. So that makes sense to have a 2/1 white insect, and I believe it's probably going to be a moth. So we have a 3/1 white spirit. Spirits are not new, but having a 3/1 spirit is new. So like I said, there's a spirit realm that surrounds the plane of Duskmourn. I'm sure we're going to get some spirits that come through the walls or whatever. So we get a 4/4 white beast token, and we already know what card makes this token. It's Toby, the Beastie Befriender. He makes a 4/4 white beast when he enters a battlefield, and he's a 1/1. Does have a pretty good ability, though. As long as you control 4 or more creature tokens you control have flying. So, if you're playing a token strategy deck, I think he's a pretty good fit in that. Blue token copy. This has been done a million times. A lot of sets have blue token copies, so nothing new here. An XX blue spirit. XX spirit is not anything new, but being blue is new. Then we have a 2/2 black horror. A 2/2 horror is new. A lot of the horrors are XX horrors, but being a 2/2 black horror, that's new. So a 6/6 black demon. 6/6 black demons are very common. This is the first time we're getting a 6/6 black demon, as long as it has no other abilities. There is another 6/6 black demon token that gets made by the right of Belzenok, and I don't think that's going to be in this set specifically, but we'll see what happens with the 6/6 black demon. So 1/1 red gremlin. So Scurry of Gremlins in Modern Horizon 3 made a 1/1 red gremlin. The gremlins appeared in one of the Kaladesh sets. They're kind of focused around energy. I just wonder what these gremlins are going to be like, if they're going to be kind of like gremlins from the movie, or if they're going to keep on with the theme of the gremlins that we've had already in Magic's history. Next is a 1/1 red balloon, and we already have the 1/1 red balloon. It's from Infinity. I mean, obviously, red balloon and horror, you're going to, think of it. So maybe there's a clown that makes 1/1 red balloons. Them being a 1/1 red balloon creature is interesting. I think this is definitely kind of the it callback in this set. So we get a 2/2 green spider. We already know this is a token that's made by the spider doll. And then we get a 1/1 black and green insect. Black and green insects are very common. This is kind of nothing new. And then lastly, we get a 0/0 green and blue fractal. And the fractal creatures, we've already got those tokens. The fractals started in Strixhaven. So, all right, next up are some rules that will be showing up on cards. So the first one is unlock a locked door. I'm not exactly sure what this means. I don't know if we're getting cards like dungeons where you can venture into the dungeon. So the mansion is full of doors that lead to different realm type places. So I'm guessing there's going to be themes behind all the different doors. As far as unlocking a door, I'm not sure how that mechanic is going to work. Next we have search your library for a demon card. So there are 2 cards that already do this. Search your library for a demon card: Blood Speaker and Shadowborn Apostle. Like I said earlier, Valgavoth does have a cult that worships him on this plane, so maybe we're gonna get an Shadowborn Apostle type card, like Apostles of Valgavoth or something, that you're able to basically kind of summon Valgavoth from. So we'll see about that. Where X is the number of creatures you control with power 2 or less. This seems like a white ability to me. I'm guessing it's gain X life, where X is the number of creatures you control with power 2 or less. So that's my guess. I'm guessing it's a white ability that kind of gains you life. It could be draw cards. I'm not sure. But the gaining life thing, the power 2 or less kind of seems like a white ability to me, and gaining life is a white ability. So that's what I'm going with. I'm going with gain life. Exile any number of target instant, sorcery, and or Tamiyo planeswalker cards from your graveyard. So, like I said, Nashi, who is Tamiyo's adopted son, ends up on this plane somehow. And I'm guessing that this has something to do with one of his abilities or something like that. I don't know if there's a Tamiyo Planeswalker card in this set, or where they're going with that. But I'm guessing this has to do with Nashi somehow. And it's a very specific. It's kind of weird. It's very weird that they went with something specific like that with the Tamiyo Planeswalker. So we'll see. Maybe it'll be interesting. All right, the same is true for creature spells you control and creature cards you own that aren't on the battlefield. So there are cards that change the characteristics of cards in all zones. We have Macwood, Nexus. We have Biotransference, Roshan. So it'll be interesting to kind of see what they do with this. I'm going to guess it's some sort of maybe artifact. It could be an enchantment. that changes all the characteristics of your creature cards. So, be kind of interesting. You have no maximum hand size and don't lose the game for having 0 or less life. So this is mainly a blue effect. In fact, it's occurred on Tamiyo twice, where you get an emblem. So there's this interesting blue card here that lets you kind of do the same thing, but it lets you win the game. So maybe they're going to do kind of a play on this. So kind of a reverse on this, and give you no maximum hand size and you don't lose the game. So I'm guessing it's a reverse Triskaidekaphile. All right, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets only a single creature you control, copy that spell. So we already have effects similar to this on Zada and Echoing Boon. So I'm not sure where they're going, if it's going to be a creature or an enchantment. It would be cool to see like Echoing Boon reprinted as an enchantment. That would be kind of cool because you can include that in your regular decks instead of it just being a conspiracy card. Shards you control become copies of it until the beginning of the next end step. So Shard is a token enchantment that was first introduced in Kaldheim, and it is 2 sacrifice this enchantment, scry 1, then draw a card. So it's kind of a different take on clues. So they haven't released a Shard token yet for Duskmourn, so it'll be interesting to see if shards are actual things or if they're going to remain as tokens and they just haven't let us know that they're coming yet. So shard's nothing new, but it'll kind of be interesting to see what you could do with the shards and making copies of creatures you control that don't have the same name as this creature. So I'm guessing the word before this is number. So number of creatures you control that don't have the same name as this creature. Yeah, I have no idea on this one. I'm not sure. So yeah, this is very vague. Don't have any kind of insight as to what this means. I'm guessing the word that comes before this is number. So then we have this 2, 3, 7, 5 up to 31 are all prime numbers. And this is a couple things are interesting about this. So we're getting, looks like, more math in Duskmourn. And I'm guessing, being in parentheses, this is reminder text. So we do have reminder text with numbers on, like Ashleen's Prerogative tells you that 0 is an even number. So now we're getting information that tells us what prime numbers are. And it's interesting that it only goes up to 31 because most months have 31 days. 31, is on Halloween. So it's kind of scary time. I'm not sure. I'm not sure where they're going with this. Kind of interested to see if there's maybe there's a fear of prime numbers, like triskaidekaphobia, or where they're going with this. So that's the rules text section on his teaser. And so next are some creature type lines from the set. So we get the human doctor, which we don't have a human doctor in the Magic the Gathering universe. They are in universes beyond. Arcade Ganon from Fallout is a human doctor. I believe the Doctor Who cards are Doctor Time Lords. They aren't human doctors. So I think the only human doctor we have is Arcade Ganon. Core Survivor. We have lots of core in the Magic universe, but the only Survivor creature type that we have is on a token. So there is like a section of beings on this plane that are survivors, and they are kind of nomadic. They get lured into the house by I've read somewhere where it says like packaged food and stuff. So like necessities for them to survive, they get lured into the house. But there are like 2 safe zones on this plane, and there is like a safe like time. So when Valgavoth is molting, he's like in a cocoon. There's like a safe period. And they don't specifically say how long it is, I believe. But while he's in this cocoon period, it's kind of safe, And so the survivors, I think, go into the house and kind of stock up on supplies and stuff. And then kind of try to hang out in maybe the safe areas. I don't know. And then when he comes out of his molting phase, then there's a whole, it like becomes super scary or whatever. So yeah, so survivors are a type on this plane. So yeah, we're going to be getting some more survivor cards from this set. Next creature is goats. Goats not new. Goats are normally go along with like satanic sacrifices and stuff. So I'm not sure where they're going with the goat card. There's a Jordan Peele movie I read that is coming out that was titled Goat, and they changed it to a different title. And so I'm not sure if there's some sort of correlation there or what. But so next is creature shark. Shark's not new, and I mean it's got to be Jaws, right? I can hear the music now. I can hear people doing the music when they play the shark card. Yeah, there is a section of the house that is like water. So yeah, Jaws is probably coming. Jaws is gonna meet Magic, I guess, is my guess. So next one is a creature eye. We have a few creatures that just have the eye creature type. So I'm not sure. Like I said, the moths in this set are what kind of see in all the rooms and stuff. So I'm not sure what the eye creature is going to be. I'm not sure where it falls in the 70s, 80s slasher film genre or the horror movie genre. So we'll see. It'll be interesting. Next one is creature, fish, insect. So this is a new creature type. And I did read something about Junji Ito with the fish insect. I'm not sure. I didn't do a whole lot of research on it. But Junji Ito has done a couple of secret layers for Magic. So yeah, it might be interesting to see if he does some art maybe for a main Magic the Gathering set. So we'll see. So if you know what this is talking about in regards to Junji Ito, go ahead and throw that down in the comments as well. Artifact creature, monkey toy. So this is the one that seems the most interesting to me. So it's a new creature type, and I'm kind of thinking like the symbol monkey bomb from Call of Duty. So going back to like Call of Duties with the Spaceland theme park. I'm hoping that we kind of get like something like that. I think it would be pretty cool. Or maybe like a possessed sock monkey or something. There is a section of the house that is like toy themed too. So we'll kind of see with that as well. But yeah, monkey toy is the one I'm kind of most excited about. Next is creature, human clown berserker. All the speculation is leading towards it, but I think I don't really put the berserker type with it. He, I think, is more like a shapeshifter. We do have some art for one of the characters from Duskmourn, from the kind of like the carnival section. And this looks very human clown berserker to me. It reminds me of kind of the one from American Horror Story. The clown, I think his name was Twisty. I would like to maybe see like a Captain Spaulding type clown. I think would be kind of cool. You have killer clowns from outer space. But yeah, this one in particular, the human clown berserker, I don't put it with it. I could be wrong though, but yeah, I'm leaning more towards what this art is and like the clown from American Horror Story. So legendary creature, elder demon. I mean, I think this has got to be Valgavoth. He is, the main character in Duskmourn. So I think this is definitely Valgavoth. There were other demons on this plane that he kind of either killed or like he basically, they're subservient of him. So yeah, I think this is going to be Valgavoth as the elder demon creature. And then we have legendary creature, rat ninja wizard, and most of the speculation points toward Nashi being this creature. Like I said, he's Tamio's son, He's already a rat ninja. He just never had the wizard subtype, so I think this is probably going to be his card. So the rat ninja wizard is Nashi, is my guess. And then finally, here are some names in the set. We have Acrobatic Cheerleader. I mean, that's a pretty common 70s, 80s slasher, horror movie trope. Maybe it's like a creature with a reach or something. Maybe there's like a group of cheerleaders. I don't know. So that's one of the card names in the set. Don't Make a Sound is one of the card names. So Quiet Place. There's the movie called Don't Breathe. Maybe this is a take on silence. So maybe you can maybe it's in a different color than silence, or we're just gonna get a different take on the card silence. I hope so. We'll see on that one. Don't Make a Sound. Exercise. So Exorcist is a horror movie. We're getting the possession counters, like I talked about earlier. So maybe this is a way to remove possession counters, or maybe it's like Destroy Spirit or something. So we'll see on that one. So Friendly Ghost, I think this pretty much just spells it out itself. The most popular Friendly Ghost is Casper. Been around for a long time, had cartoons, live action films. So I think this is pretty self-explanatory. It's going to be some sort of flying spirit, I'm guessing. Jumpscare, is a pretty common part of horror movies. Jump scares, maybe. I'm guessing that's probably like a black card or a red card that just an instant that just does 1 damage or something like that. Or maybe like puts a stun counter on a creature or something. One of the pre-constructed commander decks is called Jumpscare, and it is blue and green. So blue does have a lot of stun counters, so maybe it's a one blue instant spell that you just put a stun counter on a creature. So I think you know what? I think that's my guess. Is 1 blue mana that puts a stun counter on a creature at instant speed. Let's play a game. This is, I'm guessing, like a Saul reference, and it's probably I'm guessing like a fact or fiction type card where you get to look at the top X cards of your library, put them in piles, and then the other player gets to pick a pile. So that's my guess on that one. Next one is Meat Hook Massacre 2. I don't know what to say about this card. I'm really interested as to what it's going to be. So yeah, Meat Hook Massacre 2. They're apparently doing sequels now. I kind of love that they just made it Meat Hook Massacre 2. I'm guessing it's going with the Chainsaw Massacre theme. So yeah, looking forward to that card and seeing what they do with it. Orphans of the Wheat is, I think that's pretty obviously a Children of the Corn reference. And I think what I read is there's like around the carnival area, there's like a corn or wheat or like fields and stuff. So I'm guessing that's where the children of the orphans of the wheat come in. So Split Up. I mean, this is a pretty common horror trope, Scooby-Doo, whatever. I don't know how it's going to work. I don't have any clue. I don't have any guesses on this one. Let me know what you think it is. Yeah, I'm not really sure about this one. So, and then finally is Unsettling Twins. And I mean, this is, I think, going to be like a kind of a Shining reference. We do have the twins of Mauer Estate already. The dresses look exactly like the ones from The Shining, so I'm not sure what they're doing with this. I'm guessing this is a reference to the twins in The Shining, so we'll see. So yeah, that's Mark Rosewater's teaser for Duskmourn, and it'll be kind of interesting to see what we're going to get from this stuff, and how good our guesses are, and we'll see how close I am. I really do think I'm onto something with the jump scare, with the stun counter. I think that's my guess on that. And as far as everything else, I don't know. Like I said, we do have some of this stuff revealed already. We're going to get official spoilers starting tomorrow at PAX. So we'll know some of this soon. And we've only got, like less than 3 weeks till this set comes out. So the spoilers are going to be coming, at us pretty fast and furious. So, so we'll get some answers to this stuff pretty soon. And looks like a pretty fun set. I'm really kind of excited about it. I know people were kind of freaked out about them having TVs and like sneakers and, stuff that aren't like fantasy on this set, but I'm actually really looking forward to this set. It looks pretty fun. I hope they don't kind of overdo it with the tropes and stuff. So I think it looks pretty fun. So we'll see in, pre-releases on September 20th. And we'll like I said, we'll be getting more spoilers, and I'm kind of looking forward to getting to play this set. So, all right, that's going to do it for today. And like I said, if you're going to pre-order some of the Duskmourn, or actually order any Magic the Gathering stuff, or really anything on Amazon, check out my storefront. Go through my storefront. It really does help out my the channel here. It doesn't cost you guys anything. It's just a simple click before you order anything. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but I do benefit from it, and I really appreciate everybody that has supported me so far through the Amazon storefront and through my Amazon links and everything. So shout out to you if you've ordered something through Amazon from me. I do appreciate that. And tomorrow we'll get the official spoilers for Duskmourn starting tomorrow from PAX. Don't forget to like, shower, and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time.